bit alike.
Indeed, they could swap places.
Interesting. Let's
Maybe
see.
they have, we don't know.
Once we get the camera shot one more time on the teams, we can try and take another
Well,
look.
to spot the difference?
I just want to see if I'm wrong or if people do agree. By people, I mean you, Pauls.
Okay,
So it's you and me versus the world.
I mean, the colors are similar, but there's no blue. But there is blue on Rise, who has been banned away.
So it's not
Sick
similar.
transition.
And the Gragas, I actually like that ban because I think Odoamne had, while he had, yes, some miss ultis, he also had some great engages, and it can match the early game of Aurelia, which is so important. Like, it's a tank who doesn't get destroyed in lane. That's why Gragas has a lot of value. So I like the ban here, especially because we are expect to play another bruiser and not like just a tank.
Yeah.
So remove that key pick from H2K. Smart ban.
Indeed. Okay, Caitlyn going to be the next ban up against Zven, so not going to allow G2 to run the same composition that H2K ran. And that means they'll be doing something a little bit different in this game. So Fizz has to go elsewhere with his ADC pick. We are waiting on the last ban from G2, which will be Trundle. Again, great flex pick, also great in the top lane, wins against tank matchups. So
and H2K might just remove Vlad as the last one, unless they have a counter pick ready and are fine giving it over to G2. I mean, other picks is Nidalee. Right now, we've seen very contested today.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the Caitlyn ban, Sivir, Ashe kind of rise up in popularity, and then there's like always the safe choices, like in Ezreal. But I think Vladimir is the correct ban if you're H2K, even if you have to give away Nidalee, because it didn't work out for G2 in the last game. That's where you always want to kind of challenge. Oh, you want to do the same thing again? Sure, go for it.
And the last ban will, of course, be Vlad, because no one wants to play against Vladimir right now. So it's not going to be Zhenjiao. That's not going to be the first pick out from G2, but are we expecting them to go for a similar composition where they go 1-3-1 and try and win lanes and go hard early? Or are we going to see more scaling?
Karma would make sense. Again, it is a flex choice.
Yeah.
Great at support, great at mid lane, strong laning phase at both. Also great damage in the mid game as a mid laner. And it's basically between this and like Nidalee, but because G2's comp with Nidalee didn't work in the last game, I think it makes sense to not first pick it. Kind of say, Jankos, do you want to have a go? Or will H2K just draft their team fighting comp again and play, you know, the team game and not the individual game?
So yeah, that is the case. H2K usually draft those very much a team composition. I mean, obviously every composition is a team composition, but they've sick analysis coming in here from the counter desk. But compositions where they really play together rather than just playing on their own lanes and playing a split push game. So H2K still waiting and thinking hard. You actually see all of them really conversing about what they want to pick up first. Again,
because you got to decide now, basically on the identity of your comp.
Yeah.
Like, do you want that Nidalee pick and then run these strong lanes and try and snowball, or do you say no? We want to keep playing this later scaling game. Like Braum would then fit into the team fighting, where he's one of the best supports, if not the best support right now in overall team fighting impact. And you see this, like this is pure team coordination, team fight 5-on-5 from H2K and not jumping on the Nidalee. I feel like the Nidalee in this case is like a bit of a bait. It's a carrot.
Carrot on the stick.
We put some poison on it as well, so if you do actually catch it and eat it, you could destroy it.
Oh, wow. G2 are toying with the idea, but they're going to move away from the poison carrot. And
For now,
they may go back to it, but we did have the Sivir pickup with the Braum, as you mentioned. So really like watching the Sivir
and there's
get
also
involved in those fights.
280 carry bans, ups the value. We know Sivir is a good pick almost in every situation when it comes to just offering something for the team. It's a very safe pick. Yes, she can struggle in certain lanes, but she can just push. Like, that's the thing about Sivir. When you're laning against you, like, I really want to kill you. She just keeps pushing all the time, and then you never really get the chance.
So what's next on the tier list in terms of AD carries? Because Caitlyn's off the table, no Draven, of course, for Fizz. Do you go
Ashe?
Lucian now, Ashe? Something to match?
I mean, Ashe is good. I think Ezreal can be fine. Lucian, I don't really like Lucian anymore.
He's dropped down a lot of priority,
He was so good in laning phase before, and it's been heavily nerfed now. So I don't think it's as good of a pick. Jhin is also an option, but actually, you look at what G2 is building here. They could easily draft a Jhin with this. You have long range poke again from the Rek'Sai to set up the W snare from Jhin. Same for Karma, very long range on the Mantra Qs. I think something like a Jhin Nami could actually be a legit last rotation for G2, and they play that sieging game with Karma mid and Jhin AD carry. Obviously, H2K then should realize this and have enough engage to stop this siege from then happening, and therefore maybe sway G2 away from picking the Jhin, move it on to like an Ashe pick instead, where the spell shield has a lot of value.
It's a very fun composition to watch though with Jhin. We saw that of course in the first series of the day. Schalke ran that in the second game. That is a Rumble lock-in, so that's going to be going up to the top lane, you'd have to think. It's been a long time since we've seen a mid lane Rumble. We did see jungle Rumble for a while. And Olaf, wait a minute. Olaf pickups, that could go into the jungle as well.
That's the jungle. It's jungle Olaf, Rumble top, guaranteed from H2K. Again, fantastic team fighting. Just coming in from this team. Only thing that kind of lacking is that guaranteed engage. You have so many tools to run at the team. You have so many secondary engages. You're lacking that pure hard engage. But it does mean if you pick like a Jhin into this, Olaf runs at you, Braum can block a lot of your stuff, and Rumble ult in your face. Not really something you want to deal with as a Jhin.
Yeah.
So again, this can push G2 away. If we don't even know if that was an option for them, but like just fun to look at this. And instead, like this is where Ezreal always fits in as the safest choice. Like, okay, the comp here will dive me in the backline. I pick Ezreal, I can sustain.
I can shift.
I can shift, I can peel for myself, and I can keep long range with this G2 composition where you have Azir, Ezreal, Karma, like it's a lot of kite back, long range poke against H2K. Like that's my only problem with H2K's comp against G2 is the fact there's no hard lockdown. Like it's something like a Braum ulti flashing in. That's kind of your lockdown right now, which is not reliable.
It's not great, yeah.
Varus could actually be a good pick here for H2K. It will give you lockdown for the Rumble, for the Olaf. It is a good pick into the Azir. And also you have your magic damage from top lane with Rumble.
Yeah.
So it actually could fit into H2K's comp. They might just run like Fizz. Not Fizz, but like an assassin like LeBlanc. And then try and have kill pressure around the mid lane. But I actually think Varus would be a legit pick here.
Yeah, very much. As you already mentioned, magic damage in the top lane, lots of good reasons why it would fit in. Or you can just pick Viktor.
Safe one, the boring one.
Boring. Again, equal matchup in the mid lane up against Azir. And yeah, so H2K currently with their full composition, very much pop Sivir, run at them. Difficult because no real hard lockdown, as you already mentioned. Viktor doesn't necessarily fix that, whereas maybe Chains of Corruption would have. Because they are really just trying to land a good equalizer, but then again, like G2, unless they're really locked down inside the ult, they're just going to walk away.
Yeah, that's going to be the key thing for H2K. If they can fight in choke points, like a Rumble ult comes down, there's no real way for you to run out of it as G2. The Olaf goes crazy with Ghost. Remember, Ghost scales into late game and is very strong. Viktor also running Ghost in this one, so like late game for H2K is just a massive death ball, really fast moving and chasing down this Ezreal and Azir. But Azir wall can be difficult to deal with. The slow coming from an Iceborne Gauntlet as well can be difficult. There are tools for G2 here to kite back in these fights because of the lack of instant CC from H2K, but it's going to be a game where we will have some extremely explosive team fights.
Well, there you can see the full compositions on your screen. Very interesting as we get into this game. We talk more about these compositions as we get there, but jump on Twitter and use the hashtags G2win, not G2KWin, and H2KWin.
G2K.
We'll combine them together. So if you want both the teams to win, tweet hashtag G2KWin as we head into the second game of this best of two in the series of the week here. And I want to see what happens. This game is very much like a bull and a matador.
I don't want to see what happens in this game.
You don't? You want to turn away, just walk off
straight into this wall behind us. Entire game long.
I'll be watching it. I'm sure you guys at home will be as well. But yeah, this game is literally just G2 trying to kite around the ball, which is H2K just trying to run at them super hard and knock them back. There's no Alistair, unfortunately, otherwise that wouldn't be perfect. But really, H2K, very difficult for them unless they get a good lockdown inside the jungle or a choke point to really get on top of G2 because you have so much disengage.
Yeah, definitely. And Zven with their shout out to the Football Euro Cup going on at the moment. Sadly, Denmark did not qualify.
That is unlucky. I didn't even see the result of what happened today with England and Wales.
Yeah, we were actually going live when the game was still going on, so we don't know just yet. I'm sure people can tell us they're gonna spot Zven, but he has backup here, so don't worry.
He's fine. That was a value boomerang blade, but maybe Freeze potentially caught out. Flash, knock up in from Trick, and Freeze will have to burn his own, trying to get in range. Last auto attack, there's the ignite, and let him bleed out. First blood to Zven.
Bait? Honestly, from G2, they're sending in the AD carry alone, and they're just waiting in the bush behind in case H2K were there and jumping him. And then suddenly Fizz is getting a little bit too greedy to fire one more shot. And instantly G2 will punish him. So great level 1 for them.
Minions has spawned.
Definitely needed after losing that game before. And if we just look at the setups, Rumble is a champion we've seen over in the LCK as well here a little bit. And Protobelt has been one of the item choices, which is very exciting on him because it gives him a little bit extra mobility and also gives him more damage, which is one of the main reasons you get the Protobelt. Unexpected damage, really, and allows him to get up front with the Flame Spitter. Keep it in your face.
It's actually what I really enjoy about Protobelt is how it changes up champions' kind of laning pattern. We're seeing it a lot on Vlad, of course, but also Rumble, because usually Rumble's problem is he runs at you and it's just like, I wonder what Rumble's going to do. Maybe click Q. But once you have Protobelt, then you can just instantly turn around, Protobelt, then walk towards them, and you don't really have any reaction time, so it really changes up your play pattern, messes with your opponent. And because it's only a 40-second cooldown, you can do that constantly through the laning phase. So it allows Rumble to get a bit more damage down. And because we do have Australia lanes, we'll see him in that 1v1 and maybe some of that come into effect.
Rumble obviously early game here can look to just push the lane over and over. Fizz can't really push it back, but he can trade with him. You always have to respect the Fizz early game because he has to run. He can run offensive summoners. Gives a nice little edge in these early fights, but Rumble will have to push in priority, especially in the start. He has to push this one in a 2v2 lane matchup. When you have a Karma lane into a Braum, Braum wins the matchup by being able to all in. That's why Vander is running offensive summoners as well on his side. But if you get this poke war, where double range is on one side, it will, in almost every case, win out. Jankos, though, knowing that his lane is going to get pushed in early, that's why he's showing up for an early gank. No wards yet from Mithy. If he places it, he did place it as smart, so he spots both ways. No matter which bush you take, you're going to get spotted now through Jankos. He's going in with the Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost comes in, he's running through the bush. G2 know he's there. Mithy is getting slowed down, he'll flash away. Sven's also backing away, has been ignited as well. Here comes the TP, actually in from Expect. Will land the triple flop down onto H2K, but will immediately have to back away as he was tagged up. Jankos is so unbelievable.
Hit on him.
Vander as well, tower shot onto Trick, and both of the members of H2K survive. Trick is coming around, so he's looking for this Prey Seeker, lands onto Vander, just not enough.
Potions taking in as well for H2K.
Mithy.
Means a lot in the early game, but really just a good ward from Mithy, realizing, okay, timer's on here around the 3-minute mark, the first gank can happen, and then plays there between both bushes, basically saying, okay, you are an Olaf, you cannot jump a wall.
Look at Mithy, he's still
being annoying. He's buying so much time. H2K right now are losing experience.
Wait a minute, he goes right into Jankos and we'll get the 1v1 kill. Mithy goes huge within the minion line as well.
Not only did he get the kill, H2K lost so much experience. Not being able to recall and return to their lanes, it means a lot in the early game. Look here, already level difference between the bot lanes. But again, a good ward. Olaf cannot run over any walls, so he can only gank like either through lane or through the river. So the ward just spots both things on the bottom side. And then because he had to go this far out and got spotted that early, G2 could react. And then great TP from Expect. Like, this is one thing Korean top laners have always done extremely well. They react instantly. Something they learn already from playing, not from birth, but from playing just ranked. Like, you react instantly. Sometimes it's too early and you're like, oh, cancel. It does happen in professional games over in the LCK as well. But then you have an engage like this, where he comes in so quickly, surprises H2K, and in the end, it's a fantastic situation for G2. They win out. Kills, more experience. Great start.
It's actually really interesting talking about players from different regions and their tendencies. Yeah, that was a ward kill. But yeah, it's just like how they've been bred within the solo queue of their region. They've been bred to have fast TPs and sick mechanics.
And in Europe, you learn to type really fast.
Yep.
Not gonna say why.
No, not at all. But Mithy gonna move forwards. Nice double knockup coming in from Trick. We'll move on to Jankos. He's dropping low, but so is Trick as well. It will be a kill for one. Over to G2, another one onto Vander, and Fizz is backing away to the tower, but he's going to be locked down. Double kill out for Mithy.
I mean, this early game is the worst ever. If you're H2K, like, you give up first blood level 1, then the play on top side where you're the one setting up the gank, and Mithy in the end also gets a kill from that. And just a great gank, knowing flashes are down on bottom side, and Ghost obviously on the Olaf, so he's squishy early. you actually technically don't want to start early ganking on an Olaf. You want to really farm up, get your Cinderhawk, and then the Rek'Sai won't really touch you. Before that, you're extremely squishy. And G2 just react instantly. And this team now gets to play skirmishes. That's Mithy on your screen.
Yeah.
He has 3 kills on a Karma.
3 kills, 2 assists, 100% kill participation, and he's pretty much set up every single kill in this game. 6 minutes in, and they have a 2,000 gold advantage basically because Mithy has just done so well. And that was a cold look. You can see he's taking a drink of water, stay hydrated after making plays. But
I've been finishing 3 bottles so far.
3 bottles, wow. I'm
on
running
my
up to 2.
4th. Does have side effects. But
yeah, you were telling me during the break. Well, either way, hopefully we can get that one resolved. Vander will go back into this bot lane. 2 versus 2.
I mean, now this game is completely
and look how
crazy
far behind everyone is.
Like, it doesn't even matter who comes anymore because the one team is just getting this far ahead early on. And you have this Ezreal who normally wants to get 2 items before he really wants to do anything. Well, he's sitting on 2 kills, so he's more than fine.
Yeah.
You have an AD carry at 7 minutes with 29 CS.
Yeah, not very good. Top lane, Expect's going to jump onto Odoamne. We'll get Urchin Strike down. Trick's also coming out here. Here comes the Equalizer, trying to equalize this trade. But Odoamne finished off by Trick. I mean, there was no way he was getting out of that one.
No, because Jankos was so active in the early game on a champion where, again, I don't feel like you need to be this active. You don't have to try and pull off ganks when you're still squishy. He's fallen really far behind, and Trick is just controlling the map on a jungler designed to gank early. Rek'Sai pick is paying off big time for G2. Obviously the Karma pick, as we mentioned with the first pick, it is fantastic as support in mid. But honestly, it's just G2 at the moment outplaying H2K.
G2, this is definitely going back to previous G2 iterations we've seen, where they're like hyper-aggressive, getting these early kills, winning in the lanes. This is just a perfect setup right now. 6-0, 8 minutes, first Dragon's Infernal. So maybe we'll see some contest over that. But H2K, what do you do from here? Because like pretty much every lane is like so far behind, maybe apart from top lane, but he just got killed as well. I
mean, you sit down, you just start crying because everything is just gone completely wrong for you. Like everything you had in mind with your composition and game plan right now is like, we still want to kind of do it, but it might be 10 minutes delayed. And by the time we then can do it, we might have lost everything and we're too far behind, because this is again the team fighting comp. When you have a Rumble, when you have an Olaf, you want to fight in the mid game.
Yeah.
Olaf on Cinderhawk, Rumble obviously getting an early magic penetration item, and then suddenly you're really strong around these dragons. You use it to snowball, get Rift Hills, and then set up early Barons. But you've now been so active before that mid game mark, you're falling extremely far behind. So G2 is not afraid of your mid game anymore, because this Ezreal will hit 2 items way earlier than normal. He's going to be much stronger than you're used to seeing. And this Olaf will be much weaker than normal.
Let's see how H2K adapt, because Plan A is out the window, probably Plan B as well.
Well, Plan A was crying, so they can still do that.
Okay. I don't think that's what they go into the game initially thinking.
No, but once you fall behind, that becomes your Plan A.
And now bottom tower is just going to fall over to G2. This ridiculous amount of pressure coming out from Mithy, and also with the jungler coming down, they'll have to back off with Freeze and Vander. Now that also opens up Infernal Dragon, so that will be the first dragon over to G2.
Yeah, just get everything. You know something funny, Pulse?
Okay, tell me.
We haven't had a tie today.
No, we haven't. Just clean sweeps.
2 times 2-0.
Equals 4.
Equals 4-0 on one stream.
Yep.
I'm not saying teams, saying 4-0. And obviously we had a 2-0 Fnatic earlier today. Would be the first tie of the day.
It would. I mean, the first series we had over here was very close to being a tie.
It could easily have been a tie. Probably... Nah, yeah, I'm not sure if it should have been a tie, but it definitely could have been a tie.
Close.
Close.
Possibility.
It is one of these pieces of information that actually doesn't benefit anyone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why would we care?
It's a fun tidbit of knowledge. That's all it is.
Not really knowledge. I guess it is.
Information.
Information. I like that.
Perfect.
We had to study hard to spot there was no ties.
Exactly. You can see this synergy here on the caster desk once again. Taking kid to work day. Trick walking up to top lane.
Doesn't even want to kill the pink ward.
Nope. He'll go back to it, I'm sure. It's only 4 hits now, so Queen's Wrath will come out. Destroyed that pink ward. PerkZ is on his way upriver as well. Nope, not going to go for Herald. Right.
Alright. So positives for H2K. You're winning farm in top lane. Done. That is about it for now.
Okay.
You're just winning farm in top lane. The problem is you still don't have pressure in the lane. because you have to respect the Fizz all in, combined with the Rek'Sai showing up, with your Olaf being this far behind. So you suddenly don't actually play 1v1 anymore. You're constantly afraid of the enemy jungler showing himself, making it very difficult for Odoamne to push the lane. Because if you want to play aggressive on Rumble, you push the lane. That's how you work, basically your champion work. Expect might set up something, but I like this rotation. Send up your AD carry. Nothing for you on bottom side because you're not winning the 2v2. And just try and rush down the tower, but the trap for G2 is set.
Brick is coming in, and wait, expect behind us, and now Freeze will get hit up by the ultimate and is immediately taken out. Urchin Strike will finish him off, 2-0 over to G2 to start this one off. Rhea rotating from the mid lane, big ultimate, shut down onto Mithy, get out of here. Expect will also fall, and Jankos is going to go further in, but not pick anything more up. That was a 2-for-2 in total.
Yeah, G2 here not respecting the fact that Zven is the bot side. PerkZ,
he's going to slide to safety, trek over the wall to save him as well.
Like, if you're G2 there, take that one kill and then don't chase because you were pushing on the bottom side. They just kept chasing and rest of H2K could join, so suddenly they get something back, get a tower, get a kill. This was supposed to be just a kill for G2 and no push at all happening. Therefore, H2K would be even further behind, and Zven could then try and get as much as possible on the bottom side, but they overchase.
Yep, and Ryu just blew them all up. As soon as they turned the corner, happens to be a Viktor there. And he had laser and ultimate available, so yeah, immediately 2 kills, traded back towards them and the tower to H2K, but this looked like a great engage from G2.
It is fantastic engage here. H2K definitely did not anticipate, expect to be behind them, but then like, why chase? Bottom lane, look at your AD carry. Just take that one kill, stop the push from happening, and it's all good if you're G2.
Hungry.
Now you just want a little bit too much and you gave H2K something, because like when you're this far behind in the early game, we talk about this quite a lot, it's like small victories you're just aiming for all the time, like your game plan turns into some, how can we get something small without losing something? You don't go like, yeah, we're just gonna ace them here and then take the Baron and win the game. Like, that's no longer your game plan. Instead, it's like, okay, if we can rotate here and push in this top tower, maybe we can then recall in time and defend and we get a free tower. Great, that's a good call now, because we are behind, we gotta take what we can get. And they just got more than H2K even deserved, because G2 overchased.
Yeah, little mistake there will result in a big win for H2K. And that also means because of the CS advantage that Odoamne had from lane and how that trade went. He also has the Abyssal Scepter, so he's not in a horrific situation anymore.
If you are Freeze, though, at this point, you really do hate your life.
Yeah, 0-3-1, only has the Warhammer and Call.
I mean, you are so far behind compared to an Ezreal who's about to complete his second item. All right, Freeze is currently sitting.
Nightmare.
He's on 1400 gold. He can get a BF sword. Good for you, Freeze.
All right. But that's still not a big item. That's still not completed the first item.
Go get it, champ. Go get it.
Get it. Because Zven, yeah, he's very far ahead. 2-0-2. Now he's pushing the bot lane. You can see just how much pressure they're able to exert because they are so far ahead. PerkZ in the mid lane is just going to go into the bot side. The gank was coming out from Jankos, but just dancing around him, really. Bot lane is going to fall. Vander pops the ult. He's going to slow them down for a potential flank, but that's a very late TP. Yeah,
that's a weird call from H2K. Very uncoordinated. Jankos is running down. They're still going for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Zven
turns around to put a bit of damage down. Here comes the equalizer to cut off the escape, but Sven's going to come in and pick up the kill. Anyway, onto Vander. Odoamne will get the burn down onto Freeze. That's a kill return. Very messy. 3 for 1, but advantage to G2.
Yeah, again, H2K just made that call way too late. Waited for the tower to die, then used everything. Odoamne has no flash. Well, he's now in the pit.
Fish in a barrel. Odoamne falls as well for a 4-on-1 total trade.
Like, I get the call. It's like, hey guys, they're pushing in on the tower. We can TP behind them and we can engage. But they waited until the tower had already died, and then the rest of H2K was still running from mid lane. So they just end up completely over chasing. G2 now 6,000 gold ahead. 15 minutes in. Also, Infernal Drake first, Mountain Drake second. If there's any Drake you want when you're snowballing, it's the Mountain Drake. Because it allows you so easy to take down towers and barons. So this is perfect for them.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a game that's had 15 kills in 15 minutes. It's been constant fighting. H2K trying to make something happen, but it just backfired so hard in their face that they're now even further behind. 5,000 gold advantage, plus the Infernal Dragon, and the area around Dragon is well over to G2. This was actually the second half of that engage.
Yeah, so I like how G2 is turning around here, realizing H2K is so split up. Odoamne like singles out one guy, and then everyone is just kind of caught out of position if you are H2K chasing down. G2 again, really far ahead, 60 minutes in.
Great clarity.
One dragon for them, but that's going to be one tower at least top, maybe even two. Odoamne can't stay, he's going to get killed.
Oh, Trick is just going to get the knock up here. Here's the equalizer, zoning Mithy away, but Expect is trying to get in range of Odoamne. He's trying to get out of range with Scrap Shield. Nope. Trick's going to finish him off with Queen's Wrath, and that's another kill over to G2. H2K did manage to pick up the Mountain Dragon, but that's going to be traded for top tower.
And a bit of a breakdown in communication from H2K here. Like when your entire team is taking the Dragon on bottom side, just leave. Like don't try and defend your top tower because you will just get killed. Maybe Odoamne was staying, just trying to ulti the wave. That's it, but then still died. And they're going in. No, they're not going in.
Trying to clear the wave?
Trying to clear waves. Yeah, basically I think Odo just stayed to ulti the wave and then he would have left.
Yeah.
But obviously G2 was still around and could just gank him.
This is crazy. This is the type of game I expected to see from H2K being ahead, not G2, in terms of like the team. It's just like, oh, maybe communication will fall apart with Expect, but like the first game, but nothing like that's happened. H2K have just lost so many kills in the early game, which has been snowballed out of control by G2, and props to them being able to actually, you know, capitalize on those advantages and just make them even worse.
But some straight up sloppy calls from H2K.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
You're really far behind, so almost every call you make is going to be extremely hard to execute.
Sure.
But some of them were made even worse because they then came in too late or you stayed around for too long, making it even worse for H2K. But when you're down 6,000 gold at like, what, 15 minutes, you're never supposed to win, like ever.
Yep.
If the other team really has to make a lot of mistakes and you have to play near perfect from here on and out to win the game, they're still trying. Obviously, their comp in mid-game is still strong. If G2 gets too greedy for a fight around Baron at 20 minutes, as an example, if they try and dive on a tower, there is hope for H2K just by looking at their champions. But it's just not the same where it's like their win condition is, oh, fight around the mid-game because you're extremely strong near these objectives. You don't have any hard engage, you don't have any hard CC, so you need G2 to come towards you at these objectives. But obviously when you fall this far behind, all goes out the window.
Yeah, it's almost like every play is a bad play. Vander almost getting sniped off there by the banana thrown out by Zven. Next dragon being Cloud, so not a lot of contest over that one for now, but Trick will come in, look for a knock-up, just going to take the middle tower. Mithy's even zoning away. Jankos is going to charge after him, use all of his ability to try and get in range, but he barely scratched Karma right there, and Odoamne is going to give him some backup, some cover fire to let Jankos get away. But it's like every play that H2K goes for right now is a bad one.
That's the thing about this game, Pulse. It's all about forcing the enemy team into only having bad choices. Once you've done that, you're playing it basically perfectly, and almost every call you make is correct. Trick is constantly trying to zone. He's actually not looking to dive, but he's zoning.
Nice equalizer on the hunt pop. Freeze! Just detonated by PerkZ. Like, H2K, that almost look at, like, in an equal game, that probably would have been a good play, but Freeze just instantly died. Finally, I guess he's picked up the Essence Reaver, but he's 0-5.
I mean, yeah, I've never seen an AD carry this far behind, honestly. Yeah. I want to see the damage dealt to champions after.
Yeah.
He's just had such a rough game because he was constantly involved in these early fights. Some of them him getting caught out, some of them just H2K as a team getting caught out. We're not going to blame all 5 of them straight on Freeze, but some of them were obviously on him. So this is just Trick trying to zone them off tower to make sure they can get some damage. It is again H2K saying, okay, maybe we can fight now. We have our tower. Oh, AD carry is dead because he's level 9 and he dies with like 3 hits.
Yeah, this is that one soldier he walked over. Poor PerkZ. Gets chunked out by Ryu, but he'll flash away and still not another kill going over. Ryu, yeah, he's trying to push up here, but he's going so deep. Trick's just found it. Gravity Field will come out, but he's now taking tower aggro. Here comes the True Shot Barrage. Jankos and Vander will back him up, but man, at least Ryu is just like team 0-0-2 in this game.
And he's Expect.
Expect comes in. Ryu is going to bleed out. Trick comes in. PerkZ is following after. He's so low, but he has the range to keep being effective. Trick will find another kill onto his opposite number. Odoamne with the ultimate double kill out for Trick. 5-0 in this game. Expect just finds another one. This is complete destruction.
I mean, again, G2 has been so far ahead in this game. They have to be able to close out cleanly, and they're doing it right now. Great fight for them. Pick up a very easy Baron as well. We can't ask for much more right now if we look at the last few minutes from G2, and they deserve it because they had such a great early game. Ignore everything in terms of scaling because you have your items already. Even Zven is going for Trinity Force in this game because he's so far ahead. It is a much better damage item, and he doesn't need to kite anything. he just wants to jump H2K and kill them. With Zen top lane because you're playing against a Rumble. So it's pure magic damage coming in there for Expect and another snowball item basically for G2.
I mean, right here, this is just a show of mechanics, right? Like H2K have equal numbers, but when you're so far behind,
hey,
like everything you do, it's more than that now. Like it's like everything you freeze with a fail flash as well. That didn't help, but you just can't do enough. Even if you land your skills just as well as your opponents, you're still going to lose out because you're so far behind in terms of items. Look at Zven right now. He's 2.5 items compared to 1 from Freeze. 18 to 3. 12,000 gold advantage, actually almost cresting 13,000 gold. Baron at 21 minutes, 6 towers to 1. And G2 have snowballed this game beautifully from what Mithy set up in the early game.
Yeah, Freeze really wants this game to end, just to get out of his
misery. He's just bleeding out right now.
Like, please, it's only going to get worse.
Points.
It's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah, maybe the best play would just be sit on bouncing. It's just like, please, don't kill me anymore.
Like, pop ult and just run away and let your team run forward and try and fight.
Take them, not me.
14,000 gold lead, Pulse, at 22 minutes.
That's a lot of gold.
And
this
it all
is very
started
of the SKC series recently.
Sure. That was one of the biggest jumps I've seen. Ever since Immortals, was it an 18-minute win in the NALCS in Spring Split?
Pretty much. All right,
here we go.
H2K, maybe the last chance to Loon. They will get the kill onto PerkZ. Jankos drops low. Zven is also cut off. Expect in from behind her. Where did he come from? Here comes the true shot barrage, but the Fizz is launching in with the Urchin Strike. All portaled in with the implosion, though, from Ryu. But it doesn't matter. The tower is dead.
Don't go for Freeze! Leave him alone!
No, my KDA! Run, Freeze! You can make... Oh! What was that damage? 25% of his HP taken away with a single Mystic shot.
I mean, how are you surprised, Pulse? He's level 10.
Honestly, he's level 13 from Zven. And now the top tower will die from G2. This is going to take everything that H2K own, beat them up and take the lunch money. And what are H2K going to do? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing they can do other than just try and engage again and again and again. Pick up like 1 kill. Nothing else really you can do. Expect to really get that Soul Stealer soon. There it is. Thank you very much, Expect. Get some stacks rolling.
Yeah. Yep. 5-1-4 right now. Okay, well, there's the engage, and it's actually good onto PerkZ because he doesn't get the knockback onto Jankos with Ragnarok on.
Sure, but then, I mean, so that was basically what you had.
Yeah. If we cut the clip here, then it was a good fight for H2K.
Right, yeah. Put on the victory screen for me and be like, all right, H2K won.
Yep.
Sadly, it's not reality, and the chase for Freeze.
So much damage. This is the dream scenario. All right, once again, another fight. PerkZ gonna die again, perhaps. He goes down. He's 0-8 in this game. Van's being chased down. Good ultimate out from Ryu, followed by the gravity field, but Jankos has been caught out by the fish. He wasn't hungry for seafood. He's gonna be dead. 3-4-1. G2 just picking up more and more advantages in this game.
And I had a guy tweet at me saying he was unhappy he started Trick in Fantasy because you only gave him 1 point in the last game. Well, he's now 6-0-16.
He can be very happy with
that.
He
can be very happy.
Yeah.
All it takes is you whining on Twitter and he will perform.
He will step up. He saw the tweet and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wreck H2K in 25 minutes. There you go. Easy. But you can actually see Jankos is just laughing right now.
I mean, at this point, as a team, you're like, yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
This one was lost like 15 minutes ago. They just keep trying to engage.
Let's just go in once again, try to make something happen. Let's go in. Let's run away. Vander, he's going to clear out the minions.
We're only looking at Freeze.
Okay.
Every fight.
Oh, no, don't leave the charge. Okay, put everyone else in front of you. Wait, what did he get hit by? He's really down to 66%. Now Zven being chased down. Trick as well. He's going to flash out and into the tunnel. But Expect from the back lines once again. Another beautiful flank knockup from Trick. And this is literally a slaughter. Everyone from H2K is going to be just straight up dead. The clean wipe, 5-0. And G2 are going to take everything on the map. 28 kills to 5, 25 minutes into this game, and H2K didn't even have a chance. G2 onto the Nexus, and they will even up this series, and we will get the tie 1-1 in this best of 2.
I feel like our game 2 was very different.
A little bit.
The first game was 20 minutes with 0-0, and then H2K with the great engage, Baron win the game. This game was level 1, first blood against Freeze.
Yep.
And then G2 just snowballing out of control. And they meet in the middle. sportsmanship. Someone have to decide, do you want to hug the guy, do you want a handshake? It always gets a bit awkward if you do a bit of both.
Yeah. But that was a fun game, I think, more than anything. Both teams are
they're laughing. They're laughing. I mean, at this point, you're like, oh, we can stomp that hard. Yeah. Messed up early game. That's it.
It was a game from there. If this was a scrim, you just quit out and be like, yeah, GG.
That was a 5-minute, next game.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was actually hilarious. I feel like both teams won in the way that like the spring split them would win, right? H2K, slow methodical game, close out, clean. And then H2K, hyper-aggressive early game, go, go, go. All
G2.
systems go. Yeah, G2. What did I say?
H2K.
H2K.
Doesn't matter.
G2.
There's a 2 in both.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all that matters.
But yeah, just fun to see. Either way, that was a hilarious way to end the series. 1-1.
It's such a different game from everything we've seen on the stream today. Like, this was crazy.
We were like, this is, yes, match of the week. The top 2 teams going head-to-head here. And then we have a very fun game here. Welcome to Europe.
Here we just destroy people.
Yeah.
Left and right.
There we go. The European ham finally rears its head. And that's what we got.
And now, none of the teams really understand who should go and high-five the crowd. Because they played 1-1.
That's true. Maybe everyone.
So people are actually ready, but that's kind of like stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Both teams not really.
Where's my high five? I want my high five.
What's happening? Why not even get a single one?
No, that would be awful. I do like the outfit today by Youngbuck though. Very, very slick.
They're trying. They got the attention of the team.
Here we go.
And the team just kind of waved at them, and now they're packing up and leaving.
No. Well, damn.
They're so confused right now.
Yeah. What do we do? I don't know. Crazy series. I don't know what we can say about that one, other than Mithy.
There's nothing to say, right? I like the early picks for G2. We talked about the first 5 minutes. Great start. I like the little bait, level 1.
Yeah.
Send in the AD carry. Look, he's alone. He's weak. Jump him. We heal and we kill Freeze.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the thing is to point out that it was really well played by Mithy to start the game. Like,
Mithy gets it.
Yeah, get in there, Mithy.
Mithy gets it.
Fantastic.
Everyone else kind of left.
But it really was Mithy who set up all those kills. 5 kills in the early game were all set up from him, and then it was just snowball from there. And Mithy, the real MVP, in-game and out of game, as he walks off stage.
I like the fact we keep the camera on him. Just follow him all the way. Like, what is Mithy doing right now?
The life of Mithy. We will be having an interview soon with Zven, who is over on the couch there. I can see just over there with Sifa. And they'll be having a nice chat. But yeah, that was fun. And that's one of those games you're really happy with if you're playing fantasy, and it's just like you happen to draft anyone from G2, and it's just like you're just raining down points. Perfect.
Perfect game. Again, all it took was someone whining on Twitter.
Exactly.
Everything changed. But overall series, I mean, game 1 was the more serious game, obviously, but this one was just a massive destruction and snowball from the early games. So well played by G2. Like, all credit to G2 for playing so well in that game. But H2K also, like, the amount of kills, obviously, because H2K is like, just try and fight. Like, there's nothing else we can do, just try and fight.
Wait, you said you wanted to check the damage dealt, so we can do that right now.
Yes,
let's see. I unfortunately closed mine already, so...
I mean, this is actually not trying to make fun of Freeze, because in the end, he could do nothing. Curious. He could do nothing in the end, after they fell so far behind.
Okie dokie.
Damage dealt to champions. Freeze is 4th on his team.
Well, he beat Mithy.
He did beat Mithy. So actually it wasn't as bad as I'd hoped for. We had the famous Vayne game in the LPL of like, was it 400 damage?
Yeah, the good old
Not quite the case. Not quite the case.
Well, either way, that's it from us here at Deficio. We're going to send it over to Sifa, who is standing by with